Hi, everybody. Valerie McSorley here with our Buzzworthy podcast from the floor at Gillette Stadium. We're in CallFinder's booth, and we're here talking with Ben from Helpfeel. And Ben gets the award for the most traveled distance to get to this event. Ben is a new friend of mine, and he lives in Japan.
That's right.
Yeah. How long have you lived in Japan?
I've been there a little over 6 years now.
Wow. And how long are you here in the U.S.?
This will be week 3 of a 3-week trip.
Okay, so you're going back.
That's right. I'm heading back, although I'm planning to move back to the U.S. in the fall this year.
Ah, interesting. Okay. So tell us about Helpfeel.
Sure. So I get really tired of people explaining their product or their pitch with problem, solution, and data point. So I like to tell a short story.
Okay.
And essentially, for all those people who have a partner, whether girlfriend, boyfriend, husband or wife, whatever, you live together and you're looking for something, right? So you're trying to find something. You ask them, where is it? They're in the other room. They say, hey, it's in the closet, the top right, behind whatever. And you go and you look for it. Inevitably, you don't find it. And you get frustrated, right? Or they'll ask you and you'll say the same thing. Oh, it's in the kitchen, in the cabinet, bottom left, in the brown box, right?
I love the question, where are my shoes? My kids ask me, where are my shoes? I hate that. I don't know.
Right. So even if you do know, you explain it in words that make sense to you, and inevitably they can't find it, right?
Right.
So I can't see it, where is it? I don't know. Or you find a brown box and there's like 5 other brown boxes, right? Which one is it, right? And what's happening here is 10 different people will say the same thing 10 different ways.
Yeah.
So people have different personalities, they have different backgrounds, they use different words, but we might all be looking for the same thing. And so where I'm going with this story is self-service, right? Okay. So you're trying to search for an answer, you're trying to find a solution, you're looking in a knowledge base, you use the words that make sense to you, but can you actually find what you're looking for? And I've been talking to a ton of people the last few weeks, and I asked them, 10 out of 10, how many times can you find what you're looking for in your knowledge base? I've gotten answers as low as 2. Nobody has said anything higher than 6.
Wow.
Right? And
that's a problem.
4 is the most common, right? So how do you get to 10 out of 10? Well, that's what we do at Helpfeel.
Okay.
So we look at all the things people are searching for, all the words that they use, and we make sure that for all those 10 different people, whatever words they use, we're going to find a way to map those back to the right article in the knowledge base. So you get 10 out of 10 self-service.
Okay. So does it pop up automatically in real time?
So it is extremely fast, extremely responsive. So there's no delay when you start searching. The predictions update immediately, even if you have a slow connection on mobile. If you have technicians out in the field, cell signal's bad, results are super fast. And we have a whole process around improving that. So we make that connection between self-service and the knowledge base solid as it can be.
Awesome. So quick question.
Yeah.
You used a term yesterday, KCS. Can you explain that for me?
Yeah, so KCS, for those who don't know, means knowledge-centered service. And we are not the creators of this at Helpfeel, but we're big proponents of it.
Okay.
And KCS is a methodology, a process. It's not a tool. It's not it's not something you need to buy. But it's a process for knowledge management. And we find that it's the best process. And we recommend it to pretty much all of our clients. And why is KCS good? What is it for? Essentially,
What's it stand for?
KCS is knowledge-centered service.
Okay.
And so what does that mean, right? It's the idea that all of your service experiences, whether it's agent interaction with customers, whether it's customers going for self-service, it's all built on this foundation of knowledge. So yesterday I was giving this analogy of building a building, right? And you have to build that on a solid foundation of knowledge. Whether your initiative is AI, or you're trying to do workflow automation, you're trying to do agent assist, whatever you're trying to do, it all builds on access to knowledge, quality of knowledge, and KCS is the process for achieving that.
Awesome. So what would you give in advice to leaders struggling with where to start in the AI explosion? And you talked a little bit about lazy AI and sort of that whiff of when you can tell when something's a little too curated through AI. So talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we've all scrolled through LinkedIn and we've seen these posts. It just obviously smells like ChatGPT wrote it. And
full of emojis, full of dashes,
Yeah.
full of not sounding authentically like the person's voice.
Right.
And all of a sudden, people are novelists that used to write maybe a 2-sentence post. Now they've got like,
Sure.
yeah. So
Yeah,
you're not fooling us.
I saw a post the other day by the CEO of a big company in the customer support space, famous big name company. I won't name drop them, but this guy made a post. It was obviously written by ChatGPT, and either that or he's the most robotic writer you've ever seen.
Or someone on his team is.
And it just, he's got that real great smile on his profile pic, and then here's this really obviously AI smelling post, and it just felt very disingenuous. And how do you solve that, right? How do you get around that? This is the difference between lazy AI and amazing AI. And again, it's built on a foundation of knowledge. So the AI needs to be grounded in the specific knowledge of your business. That knowledge needs to be up to date, accurate, and comprehensive. You have to have a process to do that.
Awesome. Well, Ben, thanks for buzzing by.
Yeah.
Nice to have you on Buzzworthy. And when you get back to the U.S., let us know.
All right. Well,
All right.
hopefully
Safe
be here
travels.
in the soon in the fall. And it's a pleasure.
Awesome.
Really glad I met you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, same. Likewise. Bye-bye.